Well, we return late at night now. And, well, I've got some cool ideas about what I want to do today. For a quick recap, just so that we're all familiar, we've got this new sector here of space that there was a space emitter out here, but we have a mystery of why nobody's colonized over here. I'm guessing it's because there's some dragon activity or something nearby. I guess we'll figure that out. There is an actual station of primitives right here that we haven't learned anything about, and you might have missed it, but right at the end of last episode when we came through here, this did get triggered. Oh no, maybe not. Maybe we don't have a special project to learn about them. I guess they'll talk to us later. We still have the thing about learning a bit more about Jormag, I suppose, if we want. We've got a lot of archaeology going on. We're in the middle of... I mean, Mysteries of the Universe is just like a generic thing. The Rubricator Chain, we've got to kill the dragon. The Grunur Ruins, we're in the middle of dealing with. We can go view that site there now. And we've got a little bit of work there. But basically, what I'd like to do is, over here, grab at least this, like, little sector of space. So, there is the wormhole. And you might think to yourself, okay, isn't this going to cost tons of influence to colonize over here? Not colonize, claim space and throw star bases up. The answer is no. This counts as one jump of a hyperlane, because all we have to do is just move fleet in and out of the wormhole. These are huge, huge areas that we can send lots of ships around. And we control the space on one side of it. So, yeah, this direction here, what can we do? I think, I don't know, that's a wormhole we haven't explored. That's a new one, my bad. I was clicking it relentlessly, trying to figure out why I couldn't move. So you see, we can go between these two systems just like nothing, right? And so it won't cost us much influence to put a construction ship right here and then go from there. So what I'm going to do is we'll go to the other side of the wormhole straight away, and we can build a star base. So what I will do is right here in this system, in our home sector, I'm gonna build a star base. So let's sell some minerals, like 1,000 of them. Let's buy some alloys, like 250 plus another 125. That's fine. We'll upgrade this. We'll put a shipyard here. We'll build a construction ship. We'll send the construction ship through, and then we'll build a couple more as well, and we'll send those through, and we will grab this fast, particularly the central place with this nice tropical world. Who can live on the tropical world? I'm not entirely sure who that is in our empire. We'll figure that out. But we can get some new allies as well, particularly the Norn like us quite a lot. And they'll continue to like us more and more and more. And we can open and offer a migration treaty, hopefully, kind of soon. I mean, they're neutral. They don't consider us relevant. But we'll see. The Starborn Glory Seekers should totally listen to us at some point. So that's what I'd like to do. In the meantime, I'd also like to finish collecting this, so we'll work on this right now. It's a really scary night right now. It's late at night as I record, and I'll tell you what, the wind is howling and slapping on the window here. So we'll do with that. And we'll take this choice space if we can as well at the same time. In fact, I'll just queue that up right now. If it doesn't go through, if we don't have time and it doesn't go
Red
through,
alert.
it's not a big deal.
Spaceport under fire.
Whoa, spaceport under fire? Where? Is it here? Oh, it is. Okay. Wait. We haven't gone back in time to the start of the previous episode, have we? Though it rightfully belongs to us, the Choyan chieftain has audaciously laid claim to the Garonth system. All right, so you're starting to see a little bit of this going on now. So I guess what happened maybe was our station rebuilt. But that's weird. I saved and reload, and twice the station's rebuilt like this. That's kind of odd to me. I don't know. Anyway. That will get destroyed. So yes, the system that they've claimed is this one here with the wormhole in it. They don't like that I grabbed this wormhole. Maybe they know how to explore them too. So the fact that they have claimed... God, I'm getting really freaked out with the friggin' window creaking. They have claimed this, okay? So what that means is if they declare war on us and they win the war, they can just have whatever they've claimed. Now, it costs them... You know how it costs us influence to build outposts? It costs them influence to claim our stuff. So, in the same way, you know, they still have to spend influence on expanding their borders. But what they're doing is, instead of building an outpost, they're saying, no, we want this. We want this outpost. This is going to be ours. We're going to occupy it, and we're going to keep it. So, that's pretty bad. But I think they're probably quite weak. I think we're really strong. So this icon up here, the foreign empire claiming our system, get used to seeing it because they will do it a lot. Right. We are in some serious debt suddenly. And I have no idea why. So mousing over our energy credits, we can see that we're consuming a ton of them. That our stations are costing us a lot. We're not over our limit for anything. Maybe our empire sprawl is a bit large. But in general, that shouldn't be a big deal. Where has that all suddenly come from? Where has all that cost just suddenly sprung up from? I really don't know. Earth is doing fine. It's building all the stuff that it needs. We have to be careful here. I mean, I'm not sure. Is it the monthly trade, maybe? Buying the 15 consumer goods? Let's remove that trade and see. Maybe they're just charging us an arm and a leg for that. We can get that money back. And let's just shore up our stockpile a little bit here by selling, like, loads of food. I mean, the food doesn't sell for much, but it sells for something. We can sell the minerals as well, so we'll go up to 7k and just try to chill out. Sorry about the quick cut there. I had to actually go to my window and see if there was a problem. What do we got here? Well, 3 more Empire claims as well. I was letting the game play forward a little bit there. That's not good. They're probably just claiming loads of stuff in this general area. And I think there's a map mode. There's a way to see what they've claimed. But I can't quite figure that out right now. Over here, I mean, they're just not moving it. This ship has just been idle here for... No, it's not idle. It is moving. I don't know. I don't know why they send it in and then they decide that they don't want the system and then they decide that they do and then they decide that they don't. I mean, I'm not going to mess about with it. I'm on my way and I will take that. Anyway, let them claim what they want. I don't think that they have the military might to actually back it up. And for that reason, I feel pretty comfortable, to be honest. Now, this construction ship here, you can build all the mining stations. You can build the 6 society research stations, which is good. And then you can claim this starbase a little bit later. And we can even start doing archaeology there with a scientist once that's sorted. This guy's claimed this. That's good. We're going to get a lot of minerals and a lot of energy here. So, look, our energy's come way back now. But we now have the consumer goods issue again. So I think what I should be doing, really, is I should be dedicating consumer good production on a certain planet. But I'm kind of new to the new planetary system, so we'll see. That'll be something we learn as we go forwards. Now, what was this at Grunur? We did go forwards. Data crystal records reveal that Grunur waged war against the Baul, desiring the plentiful resources purportedly found on their planets. A set of system coordinates has been successfully extracted from one such record. Our archaeologists are uploading the planet's location to our systems now. So, okay. So we're going to find another new system. Begins the precursors, the Baul event chain. Interesting. So I already talked to you guys about precursors. Precursors are like big ancient civilizations that are now long gone. And you can find like clues about them around, and if you find all the clues in all the areas of space that you're in, you might find out where their homeworld is, and you can go to the homeworld and usually have really cool stuff. That's like standard Stellaris stuff from, you know, when the game originally came out. And what it is it's kind of a reason for war. You know, let's imagine for a second that I didn't get this much territory, that the brand managed to expand, and we didn't manage to choke out Kralkatorrik here. And I've learned about the precursors from my handful of systems, and what I would do is I'd click track on map and I'd realize that all these other places in brand territory, there is stuff to be found, but they won't let me in. So I can go to war with them, specifically go to certain systems to research and find out about the precursors. You know, it's a reason for war. Same with like strategic resources. You know, if they're rare and they're really worthwhile, you might want to go to war with someone just to get that one system. That's what I knew precursors were. Now, I think they added some new precursors. It used to be in the game that, like, you would always have one precursor in one area of the galaxy and another here and another here and another here. And once you learned that, like, mechanism, it kind of ruined it. And you could just keep re-rolling on game start until you were in the right area of the galaxy so that you had the right precursor that aligned with your specific type of, you know, spiritualist empire or whatever it might be. And so then I know that they did a patch that means that they were random, but I didn't know that they did a patch that made precursors associated with archaeology sites. And, I mean, Christ, this was the first site that we found. Perhaps a closer inspection of Prokin 5 will prove fruitful. And we get a special project to find their colony. So there it is. And we got some minor artifacts, which, by the way, we can still sell. Let's have a look here at the relics page. We can sell to private collectors, celebrate diversity again. Why not? There are the museum exhibits. Oh, we can do that now. We never did that before, did we? So let's go back to Earth real quick. Let's hit up a decision. We now have culture workers here. So, yeah, we can... Here you go. Send artifacts to museum exhibits. For the next 120 months, our culture workers will do a better job. Which is cool. growth is already encouraged, so we don't need to do that again. We could distribute the luxury goods to keep amenities in place. We're at like 0 amenities. We're at -0, which means we're probably at like -0.1 or something like that. Not enough to round to a whole number just yet. We could do that, and it would make people happy, but I don't have many consumer goods, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, we'll get a bit more unity. If we'd been working on unity more, we might have had a lot more traditions at this point. But so far, we only have 2 Ascension perks. When you get your 3rd Ascension perk, you unlock a lot of really good stuff. So you kind of need... It's the 4th perk, really, that does major things. Where are we right now, by the way? Are we about to adopt a new tree? I think we are. But you'll see it's starting to cost us a lot. We're getting quite big, and we're not focusing on unity everywhere. Oh, no. Diplomacy, we're going to finish soon. Yeah, we'll be all right. Okay, right, now, where is this planet? Let's have a look at our situation log. I'll just begin studying that. We should have done that ages ago. Now, what is this? Popular rock? Sensors have detected energy readings in a cluster of asteroids. That's an archaeology site. Mysteries of the universe. Here you go. Precursors of the Baal. Our researchers have uncovered 7 million-year-old data crystals, chronicling the existence of a spacefaring warrior race known as the Grunur and the Baal organism, an alien life form whose planet the Grunur invaded. So there's a number of colonies. We'll track them on the map. So where do we see an orange flashing... Oh, here. Oh my god, it's a Procyon. It's all the way over here. It's this place. This quiet backwater. Oh my lord. So what do we want? We want a scientist to go investigate. Well, that's fine. This scientist that was over here, we can send back through and tell him to research it. Easy. Bruno, you've lucked out here. You were on kind of a weird assignment, but now suddenly something pretty cool's happened. I don't know. Are we going to find a whole new system again? And are we going to find a new hyperlane within our territory? That would be really cool. It really would. So our trade treaty with the Giants has run out. We were giving them our active sensor just as like an olive branch. And they were giving us nothing. But that doesn't matter anymore because we're in a full-on federation. Speaking of federations... What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the contacts panel and I'm going to filter. So now we know a lot of people, okay? This is getting pretty big. What you can do is you can filter by power and you can see that both the Sea of Sorrows and the Brand are equivalent to us and are a threat. All the other empires are not doing well. I assume it's because they've been getting attacked as well as attacking one another. You can see here that they are in our alliance. And I want to bring more of them into our alliance. And I want to strengthen more of them up. Especially I want to strengthen these guys up. Their economy is about equivalent to ours. But why is their technology pathetic? Why is everything else pathetic? So let's communicate with them. Oh no, I don't want to break the research agreement. Just keep working on it, guys. Come on, just keep working on it. And we want to get them stronger. So we'll just keep pumping resources in if we can. Now, the question is, who is most likely to also join our alliance? So I'm going to click this and sort by opinions, okay? The people who hate us the most are at the bottom. So the Brand hate us, the Icebreed hate us, the Drenched hate us, the Choya do not like us, the Exalted don't like us. Because we're allied to their rivals, apparently. Well, you guys are supposed to be against the dragons. Do you understand that? You fools. You absolute fools. I'm brokering something real here. Apparently, the Crate don't like us. That makes sense. And they've been doing rubbish anyway. The Elemental Thraldom don't like us. And I don't know what's going on in their area of the galaxy, but there's a lot happening. I'll tell you that much. In fact, they're at war. No, they're not at war. But they're rivaling. So, anyway, I'm going to have a look at who likes us most. The Jotun like us most. The Curators like us a lot. The Dredge like us, funnily enough. So do we try to get them with us? What about this? The United Angtuflocks. Now, hold on. I don't remember talking about that. I remember when it happened, but we didn't talk about it, did we? And I might have actually confused you guys a little bit by not explaining. So listen, when we started, we found that there were the Jotun who had vassalized some Tengu. I wonder what other vassalizations have happened. We might not find 30 empires. We might find that there's way less because people have already been blobbing together. Anyway, we found that they took control of the Sensali and Avakara Tengu, who were specifically spiritually minded and xenophobic. Meanwhile, and they were from, what was their homeworld? They were from the system of the Oracle of the Mists, and they were from the Aerie, right? Do you guys remember? Well, check it out. There is another Tengu Empire at the Dominion of Winds, okay? And whose homeworld is Sanctum K. And so that's these guys, the United Angchu Flocks, you see. And so they've got their different planets. This is kind of interesting. This is called the Wizard's Tower. But we also know that the Elemental Thraldom has a place called the Wizard's Tower. That's quite cool. Anyway, so, and the Stingray Strand, Kessex Hills. They say, well met. Now, these guys are other clans. This is an alliance. We can actually mouse over. Check it out. The Diplomatic Bird clans. The Angchu, Quetzal, and Kuromi clans of this empire primarily seek to reclaim their fallen honor by defending the disadvantaged, lost, and ill-fated. They are unlikely to provoke a fight, but will respond harshly to local expansionist and oppressive regimes. We're not really near them. We're not oppressive. We are expansionists, I admit. But there's anaphylixy. They actually quite like us. They like the Norn, are an assembly of clans. They say, well met. I think we should get these guys more on board. They have no reason to dislike us. So I'm going to give them a handout, I guess. I'll give you 1,000 energy. And I will give you... not month. No. I don't want to give you monthly energy. I don't want to give you my whole budget. We'll give you 1,000 minerals. We'll give you 1,000 food. And alloys is the important bit. I don't really have any for them, unfortunately. I've got to make sure that these guys actually have good stuff if I eventually want to be friends with them. So whatever they need to defend themselves, hopefully this will help them. In the meantime, if you guys would like to give me... They won't trade their active sensors. And we already know who they communicate with. Do you want to give me some alloys? No, nobody wants to trade alloys. No one will ever want to trade alloys. When enough alien empires have found communication with enough other alien empires, what you guys will find is that they establish a great marketplace. And you can bid for whether you want that at your home or not. And there'll be a new type of market, not just the internal market, but a totally new one. We'll deal with that when we get there. So anyway, look, I'll just give you all that stuff, and hopefully they like me for that. They're close to... They're not close. They're neutral. I need you to not be neutral. So anyway, we'll see what we can do with them, and we'll try to get them in our Federation next. Where are they positioned? In a pretty good place, honestly. I mean, if we can get the Jotun, we might have a problem with the Exalted in the middle. They're beyond the Sea of Sorrows and everything as well. I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, one of our admirals died. He didn't really... that was on the cusp of war with the Brand. We're going to be going to them in just a moment. Let's get a new guy in. So I'm gonna... We're expanding here and getting all of these. We'll be expanding over in the other area and getting all of those. And we're about to go to war. We're going to get very busy very quickly in a second here. Right, where was the wormhole that we explored?
Construction completed.
It was here. The red icon was with me out. How long you got? You got 153 days. So let's just watch this, wait for it to build up the outpost. This will be our 8th of 8 for now, until we get new techs and new other things. Here you go. The Giants have declared the Sea of Sorrows their rival. That's very good. You guys should absolutely have done that. I mean, we could have declared some other rivals as well, frankly. Our new Admiral got a level very quickly there. That's good. We do have some money to keep clearing things away on this. Ooh, no. I don't want to move my capital here. Not to this freaky place near a dragon. Once we clear the dragon out, we should be alright. But, okay, so what I'd like to do is hit this. Now, what do we want? To deal with the collapsed spire? Possibly. I mean, I don't really know what's underneath it. We can't do anything about this industrial sector. Actually, maybe they're okay. They're a weird color, but maybe they're okay. Or the flooded reactor pits. That will give us generator districts. Money is always good, right? Mining districts. I mean, here's the thing. Money is good, but when you are using money to buy minerals, then you're losing a lot because of the internal market fee. So you may as well just get the minerals straight away. But I still think money. Because the problem is alloy construction anyway. So we'll clear that away just to get the icon off of my screen, really. Let's clear them all away just to get the icons off. Cool. So for once, our planets look okay again for the first while, for the first time in a long while. As for him, he's going to be done in 1 month. So the prophets of the Eratus have declared the Exalted their rival. I don't think that the Crate are going to do very well against them. I can tell you guys that much. For nothing. Okay, so let's speed up just a little bit. Oh, no, never mind. Oh, yeah. Let's see. The Bowel Colony. Let's see. Despite the promise of riches suggested in the ancient Gruna data crystals recovered from Yadixa, this place is a dry, barren world void of atmosphere. Fortunately, geological scans have revealed an endless trove of fossilized remains in the planet's sedimentary record. Among them is a plantoid species, most likely to have been the Baul, as it is the only one identified in possession of the neurological structures required for sapiens. A targeted excavation should uncover more information. Oh, we have another excavation here. And it says we've discovered a Baul colony. Intriguing. So hold on, over in the situation log, it says Baul colonies discovered 1. I don't know how many we have to find. I don't know. But let's investigate. Let's figure it out. Excavate site. There is a trove of promising fossils belonging to a plantoid species possessing the neurological structures necessary for sapience. If these long-dead creatures were indeed the Baul, studying their remains may yield insights into what transformed their once lush planet into an airless, barren world. If this is it, the barren. Guys, there's so much cool stuff. There is a thing later, okay? You know I told you all about invading and bombarding. There are things later where you can just straight up destroy planets. Like, blow the entire thing up, destroy it. One of the methods of doing that is to just encase the entire thing in a giant shield bubble, so the people inside are trapped forever and just die there eventually. It's really dark. It's really crazy. You can do that. And not only can you do that, but sometimes you can find civilizations that have been trapped. There's actually one story in this game where you can find a planet and there's people trapped inside, and you can find a way to free them. And if you do so, you have a chance that they'll be horrible and then they'll go crazy, and it turned out that whoever created the shield had a very good reason for doing it. Or, you know, they might come out and thank you. There's so many fun things. Anyway, so we'll start that archaeology. That's cool. That's cool. This has become such an interesting system, honestly. I want this place so badly. Look at this. Look at this. They colonized it. So basically, I'll tell you this now. This is Alpha Centauri. It's a trinary system. It's a huge place. And you tend to nearly always get habitable planets here, at least one. And when you go to that habitable planet, you tend to get cool stories that are based on, like, you know, popular human sci-fi. But it was the elementals that came here. It was just elementals. There are high-quality minerals here, and we don't know what's really going on. I don't know whether they got the events or what. They called this place the Keswick Seals as well. Bastards. Bastards. I want it. I'm going to claim that from the element. If the elementals survive, that is. Looks like Jormag's expanded here, finally. Took them a while. But they're boxed in against someone. I don't know who this is, but they have to have a reason to have not gone to this system and not to have gone to that system. So we'll see what they do. We're protected for now. They'll never declare war on us as long as they can't get through them. As we've said multiple times. Right, back to the original job of the wormhole. Here out in deep space. I can't help it, guys. It's cringy and it's ridiculous, I know. But let's call it Deep Space Nine. We have to watch our wormhole very closely. And whoever's here suddenly, you know, imagine if a great war did break out here, because we've gone to a whole new quadrant of the galaxy. And there's some horrible dystopic empire out there seeking our destruction. So, right, what I want to do is give them a shipyard. And we don't really have the alloys for anything else, so let's just get the shipyard up. We will have the alloys later. I mean, let's just sell up. I could create a monthly trade. I don't like that too much. Oh, we got a new contact. So the Forgotten Void Dwellers. In the Cipiton system. I think... Ooh, this is the new quadrant. Speaking of the Gamma Quadrant. Oh, look, they're going for the amoeba. So we've just detected with our scanners somewhere out in the distance. And here they are. The Forgotten. Our second snake-like race. This is interesting. So they are xenophobic isolationists. They want little to do with the rest of the galaxy, preparing to stay within their borders and have as few dealings with aliens as possible. They're also a theocratic monarchy, spiritualist form of autocracy where the ruler is treated as some kind of divine symbol. So who is their forgotten ruler? Well, right now, the leader... We should be able to mouse over and see, I guess. Heed this message, aliens. I represent the Forgotten Void Dwellers, led by the illustrious Arch-Prophet Custodian Janus I. We rule our region of space under a divine mandate, and as long as you do not mock our faith in what passes for your culture, there may be peace between us. We're delighted to meet you, Forgotten. So they've just come into range of our ship, basically. And here they are. They got cool ships. Look at these guys. This is a forgotten Boa-class science ship. So all of their ships have got different classifications, like different snake names. And they have Sasso as forgotten as their leader in this ship here. And he's out surveying, probably trying to dodge away from these amoebas that would ordinarily be roaming the world. But I don't know, maybe they found a way to pacify the amoebas now. Maybe they did some research to do that, just like we did. And they won't have to fight them. So if they are surveying, there's a good chance that... Well, hold on, though. Ah, here's their empire. This is it. So they're from Augury Rock. They live on a desert world with a dry climate. As we talk to them here, you can see Augury Rock there itself. The civics they have a Byzantine bureaucracy and cutthroat politics. So, and we can't really read the flavor text about those from here, but believe me, they're fitting. Again, there's a lot happening here. I thought it was weird that we got to this area of the galaxy and there were still systems to claim. Look at all these empires we just don't know anything about that are in this area. There's just like a whole new story going on here. They have a truce. They've been at war with someone. They've been doing whatever. Now, they don't like me too much, but they're xenophobic. We'll see if we can get them later. Oh, man. This game can be so pretty sometimes. I especially like looking at the night times, the cities on these planets. So, yeah, the Vulture Drifts, it's their moon. The Seeker's Passage. And by the way, they don't just name in the home system. You know, they pick cool names based on where they're moving to as well. Like this is Skyward Reach here. And they actually pick different names based on how much they like the planet. So if they live on a desert planet and they've just colonized like an icy one, they might give it a kind of a mean name, but still is associated with them. So we can infer probably that someone's here and someone's here because we know that their hyperlanes close out in those bases. I think they'll think that we're irrelevant. If we're racing for territory, if their ship was here, maybe they were able to go through. Maybe they just had a war with someone here. And now they're allowed to move through the space and they've sent the science vessel super quick. That seems very likely to me. I want to grab at least down here. I think I'll claim this, 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 and then get this enclave before whatever's going on. I'm a bit scared coming down this way because this is clearly a pathway, ultimately, to the Whispers in the Ice. Who are... We don't really look at these guys too much. Economy is inferior, but their fleet is stronger, and their tech... well, equivalent, and their tech is equivalent. The reason their economy is inferior, I can't quite tell you. I don't know. Something's probably happening. Are they at war with these guys? No, they're at war with someone else. We don't know. Unidentified empire. All right. And I mean, what we could do now as well is we could actually open communications with the Forgotten and figure that stuff out. I don't know why I've been sitting here wondering out loud to you guys. We could do that. Right, sorry, anyway, to the people who want me to keep moving time a little bit faster, I will seek to do that now. So let's go back to Deep Space Nine, get this shipyard up. We'll move time nice and quick here, and we'll go from there. Oh, wow, look, it's happening. The Galactic Market. Through our newly established contacts, we have gained access to a galactic marketplace for the purchase and sale of resources. This will surely be a great boon to the human economy. Finally, okay, we are truly in mid-game now. This is definitely mid-game. We're not in early game anymore. Oh, we've moved forward. Now, here's the thing. That's just another sign of all the stuff that's been happening and we haven't been able to enjoy yet. Once a certain number of empires know each other, then they'll get together and they'll agree to make this market. And they, between themselves, vote on where it will be. Now, if I was in the loop, if I had just bounced my communications really quick through the whole galaxy and just tried to get to know everyone where possible, I could have been in the loop when that was founded. It might have been founded 50 years ago, for all I know. I don't know. I mean, that would be right near the start of the game, so probably not. It could have been 30 years ago that happened. But I missed out on that, so I don't know. But we can probably guess as to where the market is. If we have a look up here now, you'll see we are not trading amongst ourselves. We are trading amongst the galactic community. And here's something kind of funny. We kind of know where one of the empires here, an unidentified empire, the feudal Grawl tribes. They are the market leader. They have the strongest economy right now, amazingly. We don't know where they are or who they are, really, but that's kind of cool. So they own basically a giant space station, like way bigger than any of the buildings you've seen so far. And we will be trading with them now. Look at the market fee. It's gone down to 20%. Oh, wait. No. That's just because of the insider trading. The fee is lower, though, from trading with these guys. And look, there are new materials that are available. We can straight up buy or sell certain strategic resources now. And what we can do is we can buy and sell slaves. Now, we are not slavers. We do not believe in slavery. We are egalitarian. There is no way that we would ever feel that slaving is a good, decent thing to do. So we can't sell them. However, we can buy slaves if we see that anyone is selling them. And what that will let us do is free them. We can buy them as slaves, and then instead of having them as slaves, we'll immediately free them. If we do that, we will piss off the people who are selling. And we might, you know, accidentally tempt them into war or whatever. So we have to be careful about that. And it's basically just a way that we can buy pops. And you have to buy them at a big markup. But if you're a slaving empire, then there's a whole new area of the economy you can deal with, where you're actually trading in people. Really cool, right? Like, as an idea, if you were going to play an empire like that. And obviously, we could pick what planet we would sell from. So that's kind of fun. Now, I don't know who's selling these. We could buy them, though, from the global pool, and you can see how expensive they are. They're not too pricey right now. I could buy 100 exotic gases if I really wanted. I mean, I've got a lot of weight to my economy. I'll buy 100 of these as well. And the Zro, we can't really buy too much of. I'll buy 20, 25. We're kind of out of money now. Oh, and then there's the volatile crystals. Let's get some of those. So without even doing the tech to harvest this stuff, we can now buy it. And maybe in a few months, few years, when everyone has lots of tech that utilizes these and the price on this stuff goes way up, we could sell it back and make a bank out of it, right? Or we can just use it for ourselves. And yeah, now as we trade these things, we can get more money. See, our food is now selling for way more than it was before. And that's because that's going to go to all these other communities out there. I do want to keep some stuff for myself because I'm going to declare war. I did tell you guys at the end of the last episode we're going to declare war. This game has a real thing of really getting away from me. You know, new features keep coming in and we've got stuff to talk about and to do. Right, so he's doing that. All right, Deep Space Nine. And the shipyard is still not built. Come on. Right, our planets are good. Our economy is good. Our diplomacy is good.
Completed.
Our fleets are pretty strong. You see how we now have 57 out of 81
completed.
Vessels. We can spam up a lot more vessels, but we do have a real alloy problem.
Completed.
I'll probably create a forge world, to be honest with you guys, in a minute.
Construction
where
completed.
We just have foundries everywhere and we make them as good as possible.
Construction completed.
A forge world would require a lot of cities for all the employment, though.
Construction
But we could use those
completed.
improved alloy foundries. I don't know. There's a lot going on. Anyway, construction ships. We'll buy one. It will take a year to build.
Construction completed.
We'll buy another
Research
one
concluded.
and another one. We'll get 3. They will all deal with all that stuff in the other area. Right, regenerative hull tissue. We can play with those against the branded in a second. Now, cloning. Breakthroughs in enucleation and artificial womb technology allows for the mass production of individuals based on a common genetic template. Now, listen, cloning is kind of a special thing. Cloning, I think if you pick certain cloning things, and you see how this is all like DNA stuff and biology stuff. Once you get to a certain level, you can get Ascension perks that allow you to ascend, like full on ascend your society and start really messing with your DNA and changing like really fundamental elements of what it means to be human. But cloning is a part of on the way there. If we learn this, I think we can also unlock clone armies. And we can start, you know, having cheaper armies, but they'll have less morale and battle and all that kind of stuff. So I will grab that because pop speed's really good. I'll point out this thing here, xenobiology as well. This can lead to a thing where you can learn to breed your pops with other pops, right? So I'm deadly serious. We could find a way to crossbreed humans with the Tengu. I'm not a joke. I'm not joking. That are living with us right now. And if the Jotun came along, we could crossbreed with those. And those hybrids would have like mixes And sometimes benefits, obviously, from being crosses. And then you could create weird crossbreeds that you start selling on the market. You can do all kinds of stuff. Stellaris is one of those games where if you have a fun idea like that from your first campaign, you should think about it and then make an empire that's all about it and play another campaign that goes for it, I think. Anyway, construction ship will take a year. I'm going to watch that for a year. Let's see. This edict expired. It's the healthcare campaigns with the pop's growth speed. I do kind of want it. Our Empire Sprawl is really punishing us now. Plus 86%. We want to be careful with that. Now, did we claim... We did. We claimed this place. Now, what I want to happen here is I want you guys... You have Jotun. And you're still inferior to me with your fleets. What are you doing with your fleets, guys? Come on. Bump them up. I want you guys to give me Jotun again. You have 160 pops. 88 of them are Jotun. Here's what I'll do. I'm going to send a colony ship to the Arctic world. Oh, here you go. Yeah, there's a Jotun pop. They're not very happy, but they're here. I mean, it's not perfect for them. They want a tundra world. They want a tundra world. Can we really not find one? And besides, we can't colonize that with no alloys. As always, it's the alloy problem. I'm not sure, man. All right, is this construction ship doing anything? No, you can build these. That's just minerals for that. What about you? What are you doing? Ooh, okay. Yeah, hitting up this new quadrant has revealed things. The entangling vines. First contact with the entangling vines. We sense prey, blah, blah, blah. We're delighted to meet you, Mordrum. So here's another Elder Dragon. Ah, and the unseen space. First contact with the unseen. Chief Precentor Optimus Caliph and the rest of the religious council demand your attention, heathen creatures. We provide spiritual guidance to the unseen space, and our intention is to lead this great nation to a path of salvation. Do not defile this path with your presence, alien. So, they're xenophobes. They're pacifist. They're spiritualist. Now, the fact that they're pacifist is more about basically this empire. If we mouse over, you'll see they're a theocratic oligarchy. But you'll see they have this civic here called Inward Perfection. Now, Stellaris players will know about this. Inward Perfection is a special civic you can only take if you're xenophobic and pacifistic. It basically means you want to hide from everyone else. You don't want to be involved in what anyone else does. You just kind of want to sit back and watch and do your own thing. And I think it's really, really appropriate for this race. So these are the Massat. And they are Inward Perfection. Inward Perfection is a really strong playstyle. But it means that you are kind of isolated and not around. So we have to be careful. They are xenophobic isolationists. They want little to do with the rest of the galaxy, preferring to stay within their own borders and have as few dealings with aliens as possible. And if you check out their icon, it looks a bit like the Eye of Janthir. It's pretty cool. So we don't really have anything in common with them. Anything. And another... no, that was it. That was all of them so far. Okay, so hold on. Now, let's see. So the unseen space. These guys are living at the door of Kamali by the Onyx Gate. And if we open diplomacy with them, you'll see them here. May the spirits grant you peace, human. They're inferior to us. They don't like us much. There's 90 populations of Massat. They're doing their thing. They are at war with someone that we don't know about. And they have a non-aggression pact with the Forgotten. Wow, that's really cool. I like that so much. These two ancient races living near each other and have agreed to not fight. That's cool. They're seeking close relations against the Elder Dragons. Well done, guys. Okay, so we got that. You know, they have some other little colonies here. They've actually found a planet and they've called it Shamor as they manipulate from the background. Now, okay, so they were below the Forgotten. These guys basically are like a block. They'll be together, I'm sure. Now here is Mordrum, the Entangling Vines. Elder Dragon number 4. Now, Mordrum is doing pretty well, it looks like. Probably even better than Jormag and the Ice Brood. So, Kraukatoric and the Branded are definitely doing... Well, okay, these two, the Deep Sea Dragon isn't doing very well either because they've been getting gutted by the Norn. To be honest with you, these guys have been doing amazing. They're fighting their own battle over here and they're slaughtering. We've grabbed these. That's going to be a problem, like, way later. And then let's see about these guys. So they are here. Redundant life forms. You will be consumed. This is Mordramoth himself here. Ruler Mordramoth. As you can see. And they have their little Mordram wolves and creatures. This is a tropical world that they're from. And can you see these massive swirling cities in the background? This is the art building as their pops grow. So they have 81 pops. We can't spy on what's going on their surface, but I promise you guys, it's not going to look pretty there. So, yeah, they're at the Blighting Tree. Mordramoth sleeps here. Lots of places of the jungles. And, yeah, they have a lot of systems. In fact... they have Dredge territory. The Mordram have invaded the Dredgehaunt Cliffs. And they've taken them out. And they've killed the Dredge that were living here. Because that's what they do. They'll kill him. Sorrow's Embrace. And didn't we look at this before? When we first met the Dredge, weren't they living here? Don't the Dredge really like us as well? Still can't figure out what happened here. They've been... Ooh, and check this out. I don't know whose space this originally was in. But there's a mega structure here, a ruined one. Look at this. Some ancient, massive battle took place here at this huge thing. The ruined Strategic Coordination Center, the remains of an ancient military comm station. Now, if the Mordramoth hive mind, the Entangling Vines hive mind, decides to, it can rebuild this. And that would be very bad. Oh god, they have a lot of space. The Grove. Oh my god! Okay, one of the empires is definitely dead and gone. The Grove and the Pale Tree has been destroyed by Mordramoth. So cool. Yeah. Whoops, I guess. So the Sylvari were here at some point. We never got to meet them. They have been born and they have been destroyed. Maybe there are a couple of Sylvari left alive somewhere. Maybe some Sylvari entered a migration pact with someone else, and there are some left in the galaxy. Maybe there's a little empire out here where the last of them remain. But I can tell you now, this was the homeworld of the Sylvari. Living at the Pale Tree. And I think they're dead. I think they're dead and gone. And amazingly, beautifully, truly beautifully, they were invaded by Mordramoth. In fact, the galaxy seems to have spawned them right next to each other. This conflict probably happened very early. This is scary. And this is going to be our problem. I'll tell you what, because these space amoeba, these are not, you know, they're not going to keep us locked out. I'll tell you that. So hold on, the Massart are here. This is a Massart vessel. What is this? This is a Witness class ship, science ship. They don't seem to have anything too special. But look, they have avian looking stuff. I love that. I like the idea of the Massart having like quite bird-like vessels. There's also a Mordramoth ship over here, and it's hostile to us immediately. It's being piloted by a Mordram Choya. There's a Mordram Choya in this. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, and it's a Stalk class. It's also scanning. They're all greedy, I think. I think they're running out of space, and they're going for what they can. This wormhole is interesting to me. Even if only because it might be a backdoor into our system. You never know. It could go anywhere, but it could be one of these. Maybe it's our best job. Maybe we should actually explore. No, I think we should leave them unexplored. Because I think we are technologically way above. I think the mushrooms have helped us out massively. We shouldn't do that. Oh my god, I'm talking too much. There's too much going on. All right, go. Deep Space Nine. Where are we? Oh dear. Build me a shipyard, please. For the love of goodness. Oh, is it done? Oh, no, this is not Deep Space Nine. That's why. Oh god. Okay, recycling campaigns have ended. Oh, here you go. It has finished. Okay, check it out. Oh no, that's not the same one. You can build those though. All right, we'll just watch in the outliner. We'll see when it pops up in the outliner. We'll go from there. We got to do something about alloys soon. We definitely. I mean, the food is not as high as I thought it was going to be. I must be honest. We have more population issues with houses right now. Why are there so few? Oh, I thought this was Earth for a second. This is Nova Earth. Weren't we building a city for them? We already built you a city, guys. They want another one, I guess. They're going to get too crowded. So here's the thing. There is not much space for people to live on mines or generated districts or agriculture here. I mean, we're kind of going in. We got to go into the city idea. And then we got to go for the research labs, really. Consumer goods. I'm not tending to the needs of my populations well enough, really. I should be doing better with this. Anyway, back over to the archaeological site. This precursor. Precursors tend to be really good to research. You never know, they might be able to help us out with this looming threat. I'm not feeling good about that Morgemorth thing. Thick layers of ash and a notable mass extinction event in the geological record coincide with material previously extracted from the data crystals, suggesting that the Gurner firebombed this place with a gelling incendiary roughly 7 million years ago. Long time ago. Widespread deforestation of the planet's surface disrupted local ecosystems, and the lack of oxygen fixing vegetation gradually depleted the planet's atmosphere over the next 60,000 years. Unfortunate. That reminds me of some other little stories where you can find people that polluted their home world and they didn't fix the greenhouse issue and kind of just cooked themselves out. Global warming, consumed and destroyed them. Right. Well, anyway, so that was only a minor little advancement. The curators are going to charge me $3,000 to keep going with this research. It's been so good, but I can't afford that anymore. I'm really sorry. I've spent too much on the Jotun. Okay, our leader has fulfilled his duty to the people. This is so tricky, you know. These places are so useless when they start out, really. Even with expansion and starting with extra pops. They're just hard.
Knowledge is the key
okay, civilian
to
industries
universe.
over at the
Completed.
brand's resistance, please. Durasteel armor for our ships. Right, let's get these nano separators so that our alloy plant
completed.
development can improve. We'll look at that whole city population thing later.
Completed.
Now, what is this? We just got a Unity thing, so we'll have to watch out for that. Over at the Relic World, should we do more civilian industries? I think we should. I just want to be in the green on that for now. Okay, so we can pick from Entente or Entente coordination. Perhaps the most important purpose of any successful interstellar federation is the mutual defense of its members. We have an obligation to contribute as much as we can. So basically, our military strength, I believe it is, a proportion of that gets thrown into the Federation fleet. And now we count for more, double. So our Federation fleet is going to be stronger. And so if you have a Federation filled with people who have done all this, it's going to be much better. I don't know what the Jotun are focusing on right now. I don't have any control over that. They are ultimately independent. Over here, though, we can deal with piracy for our trade lanes. And, I mean, I haven't had any problems with piracy, but I guess I'll do it. Maybe we need to play on a harder difficulty to see some of those things.
Construction completed.
Because this game does support a lot of different difficulty modes. We can talk about that later, I think. Maybe for other campaigns, again, if you guys are interested in them. And we could, because there's so many different ways to run it. You know, you could have different size galaxies, different shaped galaxies, different numbers of empires. There's like huge features that I'm not even playing with on this series for you guys.
Completed.
That we could enable, and then, you know, you could do different things. Obviously, new empires, stuff like that. Right, the archaeological site. Several exemplary bowel fossils have been recovered, revealing the long-lost species to have been a hive mind. Like the Elder Dragons. Billions of plantoid units working together as a whole, like the leaves and roots and branches of a tree. Dendrochronology suggests that individual bowel specimens had lifespans in hundreds of years. The lack of structural ruins on the planet appears to be the result of their reliance on an unremarkable organic technology, from ships and buildings to well-aware biocomputers and the ravages of time. This is interesting. It's like you learn all about the precursor at one place. In vanilla, you used to you'd learn each bit, but you'd be traveling around to get each piece of information, and now you get it all here. Now, we've got our construction ship. He just appeared. We're going to send him straight through the wormhole. And here you can see that there's this new icon. This is for when you use wormhole or gateway travel. You can see the kind of distance it's taking you, and you'll just go. Now, in maybe like another 600 years, if we were playing a campaign that long, And I know that sounds crazy, but if you're not reading all the lore and all the text and you have an idea, you can just keep going and going and going. If you do that, the AI and the game is actually extremely good at finding the fastest route through the galaxy. So it might take you from a wormhole to a gateway to another wormhole to another gateway, and then you're there, and that's actually faster than going somewhere really close by, you know? It's kind of like that thing. I always remember this story of how it's cheaper for a while in the UK to fly to, like, Paris and then fly from Paris to Scotland rather than just take a train. The train would be more expensive. And that the flights would be cheaper and they would be quicker. You know, it's the same kind of thing. The game will figure it out. And when you zoom out and you see all these lines everywhere, but you know it works. And of course, the enemies will use that against you. Okay, X-ray lasers. These lasers have a shorter wavelength than UV-based laser weaponry, but are even more destructive. Let's pick up anomaly discovery chance here now, because the last of the unsurveyed systems are coming in. Obviously, all the other empires are like surveying, so if they survey, we can't survey. We don't get to know what they're doing. Man, all right. We haven't even really begun here.
Completed.
How's this guy going? He's still on his way. Is he done? Are you just sitting around now? You are. Build me some engineering research. You, what are you doing? You... I think you're done. You're out of a job. Goodbye. That's over for you. He isn't needed anymore. This guy will finish his building, his last little bit of building he's doing right now. When he gets in, this guy will construct this starbase, the last of them. He's getting really close, and he'll be finished with that. We can snag that. The Choya are not going to be happy. They've got this weird little system out here, but, you know, they screwed themselves, and they wasted so much time. I don't even know. Why haven't they taken that one? I don't know why they're doing this weird, like, look at this. Look at what, I don't know what they're doing. They're stupid little cactus people. We will destroy the cacti, guys. Do not worry.
Completed.
The brand, they seem to have stalled out. I think their war with the Jotun has not gone well for them. They are moving. They are patrolling. They're probably trying to deal with their own police, their own pirates. But I don't think they can do much more than that. So let's get this guy over here. And you know what? I will immediately tell him to claim this for us. Never mind. We yeah, we don't have the... Oh, there it is. Perfect. Okay, whoa, a lot just happened. Leader died of old age. Not a big deal. Let's hire someone new. Let's hire this survey guy. But we'll put the survey guy in a science ship. And the science ship guy, who's skill 5, gets extra research speed. He has high archaeology skill, though. Who else is in a science ship? What have you got? Experience gain? You're level 5. You're good at industry research. Alright, you. Christian. Christian's been doing a lot of stuff. Christian, you now move on. You've been promoted. You are the head of the department. And you are going to be doing some research with us over here. We're going to put our mushroom friend in there soon as well. Then the archaeology site just had something. Okay, coordinates describing the location of another colony have been extracted. Perhaps this planet will boast some riches sought after by their ancient enemies. Please, please, please do not be in Jormag's space with the ice brood. Please. I'm not going to be happy if that's happened. I've become invested. Oh, it's not. It's good. It's local. It's near home. All right, away we go. Research that project. Go. Cool. That'll probably be another archaeology site that we're dealing with there then. Why is our pirate patrol
completed.
Now in orbit? Oh, probably because they wanted to upgrade. Let's have a look at where our trade lanes were going. Okay. And let's have them just go back over and patrol again. Let's turn that off because I don't actually want to edit the trade lane. I just want to see it. I keep doing that. I keep left clicking because I'm so unused to setting up the patrols. Man, I'm not sure how to do this. All your ships patrol between their current location and the target location. Yeah, well, this is it. I want you to patrol here. I think it's that you have to left click on the galaxy map. Yeah, it's weird. It's a left click when usually it would be a right click, but it's a left click on the galaxy map. What I should really do is have them patrol the whole length, but if they're going the whole length, I don't know whether that's going to be enough. So yeah, all right, we claimed that. That's perfect. We can grab all of these. There's a bit of trade value here as well. 9 trade value. Oh, look at that! It's true! Here we go! I told you guys about refugees ages ago. A battered fleet of small civilian vessels carrying Silvari, fleeing from the entangling vines, have arrived in our space. After we supplied them with food and provided medical attention to their wounded, the refugees were allowed to settle on broken gods. These ragged and frightened refugees are survivors of onslaught carried out by the merciless Mordrum Mind. They only made it out thanks to daring theft of several decommissioned spacefaring vessels stored in an old naval yard on their planet. They are welcome here. Oh my god, so there you go. We got Silvari, who were running away from the Mordrum at that. Unbelievable. Welcome, 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 welcome. They only have one population. But, I mean, they can settle here. They can grow. I mean, it will take a long time to get their empire back up, right? You know what's beautiful about this game? We could nurture these guys. We could build them up. We could give them a planet. We could give them their own sector. We could turn that into a vessel and make them their own empire and bring the Silvari back. It would take like 100 years, 200 years, but we could do it from these few refugees. Anyway, they fled to us and picked us, probably because we're badasses, but also, you know, we're a beacon of liberty. Individual freedoms are held in the highest regard. We are a shining light in a sea of darkness, and people will come here. So that's cool. I really want to explore this wormhole as well. I wonder if it takes us to some of these isolated systems. I'm going to have to leave it there, guys. We'll declare war on the brand very soon. There's lots happening, but it's going to have to be on the next one. Thanks very much for watching. I'll get some of these construction ships going. I would play between episodes and just push it forward for you, but you never know what we'll miss. We're going to find out what happens with this precursor homeworld in a minute, and you never know. Other refugees might come. I don't want you guys to miss out. So we got to get this trade value here as well. Let's build a trade hub here. Then we can claim that. That will create another trade lane. We might have pirate issues. We'll see. Thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. See you tomorrow.